Welcome back to Vinny's Aquatics. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's get to it. I hope everybody's doing great today. As you can tell, Vinny is a fan of sponge filters. Now, I know some of you don't like the way they look, but when you have a lot of tanks, the more tanks you have, most likely you're going to be running on air power. That means you're going to have a lot of sponge filters. So you're going to need a pump that can handle all that. Now, I went through the days where I had a little pump that vibrated like crazy for every tank. Those days are over. I went out 2.5 years ago and I got the VIVOSUN 950 gallon per hour air pump. It's been 2.5 years that I got this. Do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything going on at Vinny's Aquatics. About 2.5 years ago, I decided to order one of these air pumps. It's a commercial air pump off of eBay, and this is pretty much how it came. It came with the pump, a tube, and the manifold, which isn't bad. It's a 6-port manifold, and you just basically hook it up, and you're good to go. And now they're all self-adjustable, so that's really good. I came to this tank this morning and I saw the shell because my crayfish molted and I had no idea. I thought he was dead for a second, but here he is. He's just chowing down on his molt. As you can see, there's another sponge filter in here. Now, that heater in the back that I did a review on, I've already unplugged it. It already started to melt, and it melted the plug into the power strip, so that's enough with that. That thing really is a piece of junk. But there's my crayfish. His name is Crayfish. This is going to be my review after 2.5 years in use. There's a lot of people do reviews as soon as they get the product, but I like to see how long it's going to last. So we're going to do a review like Vinny does, the good, the bad, and the ugly, about the VIVOSUN air pump. This is the 950 GPH model. I believe it's 32 watts. Now, I basically had this thing running 24/7, 365 since I got it. I remember when I was a kid, my father got called in to meet my teacher. I knew this wasn't going to be good. So when he gets there, teacher takes him aside. She goes, "Sir, I'm afraid your son's been cheating on his tests." And my father's like, "What? No." He goes, "What makes you say that?" She goes, "Well, in the last math test, he had the same answers as his classmate." And my dad was like, "Yeah, but it's a math test. There's only one right answer, right?" The teacher's like, "Yeah, you're right. But in one of the questions, your son's classmate answered, 'I don't know.'" My dad looked at her and he goes, "So what?" He goes, "Well, your son wrote, 'Yeah, me neither.'"
And we want to pump you up.
Now this here, this is a DIY tank I made at the shop. I just used some scrap plexiglass and glued it together. It's probably a little less than 20 gallons. And this is where I house my axolotl. I have a green axolotl, which I'll make a video about. But as you can see, I have 2 sponge filters running in here. So let's get right to the review. All right, what do they say this product is used for? Well, aquariums, fish ponds, hydroponics, which I see a lot of people doing now, and seafood markets. You know, those awful lobster tanks you see with all those poor little lobsters in there. Even though with a little butter, hey, you know. Here's another sponge filter. This one, I don't know where the tube went to it. I don't know if you guys do that too, but I got to get a couple replacement tubes. I actually do have, look, on the right, there's a live plant in here, kind of. And this is my flower horn tank because I bought a mutt flower horn. I don't know what he's going to grow into, but he cannot be with other fish. Now, what are the customers saying about this? Believe it or not, it's getting really good reviews. So I figured, let's see what the customers are saying besides me. So I went on Amazon, I checked out the reviews. It's actually 4.4 out of 5 stars, and that's over 2,500 reviews. So people seem to be enjoying this, the people that buy it. It does have 70% 5-star and 14% 4-star. So a lot of people got this pump and they're enjoying it. Now this pump was also voted the most durable pump, which, look, for the price I paid for it, I'll tell you what, I got this thing for about 30 bucks. And if you compare that to a flue ball pump, one of the smaller ones, it's actually dirt cheap. So that's one big plus for it. If you don't have the money to upgrade to a bigger, more expensive pump, this one is definitely an option. As far as air goes, in my personal experience, I have about 30, maybe more sponge filters hooked up to this one pump, and I still have to vent it off. There's plenty of air coming out of this pump. The only time I have a problem is when the sponge filter gets clogged. It's not because of the pump. Now let's see, what does the manufacturer say about this pump? This is from the company website, okay? It says, premium materials and great heat control. This pump dissipates heat more effectively with an aluminum alloy heat-radiating plates. It delivers excellent, long-lasting performance with a high-quality aluminum manifold and 100% copper outlet nozzle. Now, maximum air pressure and air volume. This pump has a 32-watt electromagnetic motor that produces exceptional air pressure and sends a huge volume of air to the 6 adjustable valve outlets. Another point they make is, it's set it and forget it. Innovative material engineering on the steel engine cylinder and the piston makes this pump perfectly energy efficient and highly resistant to wear and tear, so you can leave it going 24/7, 365, and it's also recommended for outdoor use. Okay, strap yourselves in for this one. It says, and I quote, "It is a quiet solution for hydroponics and fish tanks. This model's oil-free motor lubrication, low noise generation, it says under 60 decibels, making an ideal pump for oxygenating an aquarium or the plant roots in a hydroponic system." We're gonna deal with that one, trust me. Just hold on to your hats, we're gonna deal with that one. So we've seen the reviews, and they say right here, it's top performance, pumping 60 liters of air per minute, which is 16 gallons per minute for us Americans. And it's rated up to 1 year of service. They guarantee this pump is a reliable solution for what you're looking for. And if you're not completely satisfied, just contact our attentive service team, if there's such a thing, for a solution or a refund. Here's a schematic that I found on the website that tells you how it's built with the outlet adapter, the front cover, the inlet, the base, the aluminum construction. It's all right here. But it does say this pump runs a bit hot due to the high air pressure. You may set up cooling equipment and do not put it on combustible materials. That's why you'll see I have mine. It's hanging from a ceiling, and you can actually redirect the excess air right back at the pump to cool it off. Here's another sponge filter. I can tell this one needs to be cleaned, so that's on my list of maintenance I have to do this weekend. But this is my my locally bred cichlid tank. I have not lost a fish in this tank since I got it, knock on wood. And pretty soon it's gonna be time to give these away and start out with something else. Now, in my opinion, one big plus about this pump is it comes with the manifold. It's a 6-slot manifold. Each one is self-adjustable. And if you look that up, I mean, look, I paid 30 bucks for this thing. Those things are anywhere from $6 to $12. And you can't go on their website and you can order replaceable motors. So you can always have an extra motor on hand. I know what you're saying. Vinny, that all sounds great. What could possibly be the problem you have with this pump? Well, I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to let you listen to what the problem is with this pump. Remember, my fish room is in my bedroom, in my basement. As you can see, I have it hanging from a pipe. It was too loud on a platform, but I have read, as a matter of fact, while doing this video, doing my research, I did read that if I put a tube on the inlet valve, it will quiet it down somewhat. But this thing is so loud, Lou Ferrigno can hear it. We got the reference. So look, to me, that is a huge, huge drawback. It's basically a deal breaker, even though I've had it here for 2.5 years. I mean, it works incredibly well for what I need. Maybe if it was outside near a pond, or I'm afraid to actually build a box around it because it does get quite warm. So I decided I'm going to upgrade
in the VIVOSUN
to another pump,
950 gallon per hour,
or it's almost
air pump.
Well,
To be honest, if you don't mind the
Pond
noise,
Master pump.
I recommend you get one. This thing's been running for 2.5 years. The power's going off, power's come on, it's fired right back up. I just have that constant hum like a train in the distance in my bedroom, which is where my fish room is. But if you want to use it for a pond, or you can get it far enough away from you, maybe in a different part of your fish room, I really recommend it, unless you want to spend the big bucks. Like I said, I got this thing for $30. $30 plus it came with the manifold. It's lasted 2.5 years. I can get replacement parts. On a Vinny scale, I give it a 4 out of, maybe 4.5 out of 5 stars. So I would say if you want one, go get one. I mean, it's only 30 bucks, even if you have it as a backup. Now, here's the new pump I'm going with. And the only reason I haven't swapped it out yet is because this one is so darn reliable. But I got this one here. I got it on sale at my local fish store. It was used. Somebody brought it back. It is a lot quieter, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. This is a Danner AB20. It's also the same as the Pond Master. Like I said, it is a lot quieter. There it is used. I got it for 60 bucks. So technically it's twice as much as the VIVOSUN. So like I said, it's not a bad deal. Let's wrap this up with a nice little bow on top. What do I think about this cheap pump? I think this cheap pump will do a lot of people a lot of good, and they're never gonna have a problem with it. Especially people who not worried about any little noise, or have a way to insulate it or put it in another room so they're not gonna have to deal with it. Like I said, it's been 2.5 years. I paid 30 bucks for this thing. It's worked like a charm. I have more than enough air. So, like I said, if you're thinking about getting one, don't hesitate. Go get one. But if you have the money, you might want to go for something a little quieter. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I hope it helps you make a qualified, intelligent decision. And I can't wait to see you next time on Vinny's Aquatics. Woo!